Opening week is presented by FTX, the official crypto exchange of MLB. We welcome you to an afternoon of Rays baseball. Game 2 of this series between the Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Tricia Whitaker with us throughout the afternoon as well. Rays winners yesterday 2-1 in the season opener, first run of the year, driven home by Brandon Lowe. I guess that's apropos after he drove in 99 last year.
Listen, when you think about Brandon Lowe, first thing that comes into your mind, he is a run producer, and you're right, he had a big 2021 campaign, 39 home runs, 99 driven in, and take a look at that OPS. Led the team in that category as well as the home runs. And for Brandon, he keeps it pretty simple. You know, you ask him what his goal is each and every at-bat, he says to hit the ball hard. Well, guess what? When you hit the ball hard and you have that loft that he has in his swing designed to get the ball in the air, good things are going to happen.
Well, making the start for the Rays this afternoon, Drew Rasmussen, who was such a big part of the Rays' success story last year, coming over in June from Milwaukee, and they're expecting big things again this year.
Listen, you know, he has started in his past, but he comes to the Rays as a member of their bullpen, and then during the course of the season transitions into a starter, went into the rotation for good in the middle of August, and look what he was able to do. The record perfect, ERA sub-2, not a lot of strikeouts. He can go get strikeouts when he needs to, but he pitched very efficiently with the Rays as a starter, going right after these hitters, heavy with the fastball and the slider, but you're starting to see him mix in a couple other pitches too.
So there is Rasmussen getting set. He'll be opposed by Jordan Lyles of this Baltimore ball club. Rays continued their success story against Baltimore last year, winning 18 of 19 and winning the opening game yesterday 2-1. The official crypto exchange of MLB by Spectrum Mobile. Unlimited for only $29.99. Switch and save up to 60%. Visit SpectrumMobile.com. By Advent Health. Trust the ER experts at Advent Health. And by the Florida Lottery, to remind you to always play responsibly. Rays entertaining the Baltimore Orioles, Game 2 of the opening series of the 2022 season. Of their last 20 versus the Orioles, including yesterday's 2-1 opening day win. Today, the Rays look to continue that momentum as right-hander Drew Rasmussen goes to the hill. Rays baseball on Valley Sports is presented by Spectrum Mobile. Well, the Rays opened the brand new season with a stretch of 13 games in 13 days, 7 of those on the opening homestand. This Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Rays and the Orioles, and the Rays will then play host to the Oakland Athletics in a 4-game series. This afternoon, it is Drew Rasmussen set to go to work against Baltimore on the heels of the Rays' victory 2-1 here yesterday. And the starting lineup put together by Brandon Hyde for Baltimore. Cedric Mullins will lead it off. The lineup brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Ryan Mountcastle will hit second and play first, batting in front of Anthony Santander. He's in the number 3 spot playing left. Trey Mancini, the DH. Ramon Urias is at third. Austin Hayes in right. Rougned Odor hits 7th. He'll play second. Jorge Mateo is at shortstop, hitting 8th. Robinson Chirinos will do the catching and bat 9th.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be right-hander Drew Rasmussen. Talked about him in the open, and this is what he did as a starter for the Rays, transitioning from the bullpen into that starting role, and he was fantastic. Just gave up 2 home runs in 42 innings of work, running out a 3-0 record and an ERA of 1.93. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind him. Brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Josh Lowe, Kevin Kiermaier, and Brett Phillips. Across that infield, third to first, Taylor Walls, Wander Franco, Brandon Lau, and G-Man Choi, with Francisco Mejia behind the plate.
There's Kevin Cash watching his club get off to a winning start with the victory over Baltimore yesterday. Two-time American League Manager of the Year. Brandon Hyde in his 4th year as they try to turn this Baltimore franchise around. He won 54 games in 19, the abbreviated season in 20, 25, and 35. Last year 52 and 110. So it has been a monumental task to this point for Baltimore. And here is Cedric Mullins stepping in to get this one started. Shortens on that bat, and the pitch is down and in, so we're underway. Mullins hit by a pitch. The first pitch to begin the game last night. The toss to first on the ground ball, and Mullins grounds out to get this one started.
Well, a couple of fastballs by Drew Rasmussen to start this ball game off, and I will be interested to see as the season moves on how his arsenal evolves, if it does evolve. You know, coming out of the pen, he was primarily fastball slider. Stayed that way as he transitioned into the starting rotation, but we started to see a little bit of a curveball, a changeup to complement the fastball slider, and we'll see if those numbers continue to grow.
Ryan Mountcastle going after the first pitch, fouling the fastball. That went up at 97, and that's about where he stays with that fastball. We'll see him a little harder than that from time to time, approaching 100, but 97 is the norm for him.
Compact delivery, very efficient in his movements. And you get the feeling when you watch him pitch, especially as a member of the Rays. It was interesting, when he was with the Brewers, he was over 20 pitches an inning. Comes to the Rays, and he's at about 14.5 pitches an inning. You get the feeling he does not care for the waste pitch. He comes right after guys.
Broken bat, he comes after the hitter and the bat there. And the throw from shortstop, Franco takes care of Mountcastle.
Let's take a look at Drew Rasmussen and his arsenal. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Four-seamer leads the way at 65%, and then the slider. So, okay, 95% fastball slider, but we started to see the curveball, a little more of the changeup. Like I said, I'll be interested to see how those numbers change throughout the season, but that arsenal right there and the depth that he gets on that slider, it shows you just how efficient and effective that he can be. You give a hitter a lot to think about, a lot to look for.
2 gone on the 2 ground balls. Anthony Santander. 1 ball, no strikes. Baltimore left fielder connected for the home run in the 6th inning of yesterday's game, accounting for the Baltimore run. Tight right there. Two balls, no strikes. '97 just above the knees, 2-1. Ray Mancini on deck. square the count at 2-2. So back in it with a couple fastballs.
Yeah, such a big pitch for him, as we saw with his breakout. But you watch him mechanically, works exclusively out of the stretch. Everything with Drew Rasmussen is very linear. Out of the stretch, delivers straight towards home plate. Like I said, very efficient in his delivery. His fastball, very straight. Gets some good ride on it, good velocity, but it stays true.
So we'll see another 2-2 pitch.
He has the mechanics in that delivery where if something gets a little bit out of whack, it more than likely is going to be an easy fix. He doesn't have a lot of moving parts, as you'll see. He's just going to come set, pick the leg up, and everything is driving directly towards home plate.
Oh, Santander hit by that pitch. And the Orioles will want to take a look at their left fielder here.
Let's see where it got him. The first thing that you worry about is the knee. Here's the breaking ball. That slider gets pulled, and it got him right inside that left knee, the lower quad area.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hit right there.
Direct.
Well, as we mentioned at the outset yesterday, Mullins hit by a pitch on the very first pitch of the season. And now Santander hit by this pitch. Shane McClanahan, who started the game, worked 4 1/3 for the Rays yesterday. So, a base runner with 2 outs, and Ji-Man Choi does a little work on that knee.
It didn't look very, therapeutic. Looked like one of those the little guns that you use, I guess, to keep things loose. I don't know, Santander liked that.
Pitch is down to Mancini.
That's one of those pitches too that you can't get out of the way of. That back leg is stuck. It's a slider that has a lot of sweep to it, kind of pulled it, and you just wear it.
This one catches the bottom of the zone for a strike. Count is 1-1. Mancini in the cleanup spot today, hit third in yesterday's game, had a hit, it doubled his last time up. It's a foul ball off the fastball, out of play. 1-2.
Yeah, that ball riding in, that was driven to the inner part of the plate, kind of tied Mancini up on the swing. And now you think about Rasmussen's slider. Do you go right back to it, down and away? You've got him set up perfectly for it, or do you double up on that heater?
Ooh, pretty close right there, just off the plate.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and that's another one of those pitches, and Mancini did it to us in the ball game yesterday. How do you not go after and swing at this pitch? With 2 strikes, it's so close, it's so borderline, and Mancini's able to lay off of it.
This one's going to pop away, and a quick scramble there by the Rays catcher. Well, the Orioles collectively did not have a good year against the Rays in 21, but Mancini did. He had .318 off Rays pitching last year. The rest of the team at .222. Full count. 2 outs, runner on the move, and the pitch is fouled out of play. So again, the 3-2 pitch. Lifted up the right side. Will it be playable? Phillips will run out of room.
Well, we're already seeing something interesting here with Rasmussen and his arsenal. You know, we gave you the breakout a little bit earlier in this half inning, but we've seen basically 2 different types of sliders. A hard one, 91 miles an hour. We've seen that a couple of times. We've also seen the 86 mile an hour slider, a little bit more sweep, a little bit more depth to it, perhaps, but just 2 different looks.
3-2 and a ground ball bounced to short. Franco with the play. Mancini is out, number 3. When we come back, Brandon Lau is going to lead off the first for the Rays. Set to step in. Taking a look at the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Brandon followed by Wander Franco and then G-Man Choi. Randy Arozarena, Josh Lowe, Francisco Mejia hit 6th, then Kevin Kiermaier, Taylor Walls, and Brett Phillips to round out the lineup card for Kevin Cash.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles is going to be right-hander Jordan Lyles. 32 games a season ago, 30 starts.
First pitch is lifted into left, not overly deep, maybe higher than it is deep, and Santander is there to make the catch.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense, brought to you by Spectrum Mobile. And that outfield left to right, we've got Anthony Santander, Cedric Mullins, and Austin Hayes. And across that infield, third to first, Ramon Urias, Jorge Mateo, Rougned Odor, and Ryan Mountcastle, with Robinson Chirinos back behind the dish.
So Brandon Lau goes after the first pitch, as he did so often a year ago. And skies to left, one gone.
You've got Jordan Lyles on the mound, who led Major League Baseball a season ago in giving up 38 homers. And you see a first pitch fastball out over the plate. That's exactly why he did it. You're going to see an aggressive bunch here. Jordan Lyles, a strike thrower and prone to the long ball.
Chopper foul off the bat of Wander Franco.
You know, he signed with the Orioles as a free agent, and you wonder, he must have waited to see if the plans to move left field back at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, was that actual fact before I signed there.
And this one disappears on Franco, and a 3-pitch strikeout.
That was some sharp break right there, and we've seen that in the past from Lyles. Look at, there's the curveball, and look at it just disappear. Starts about thigh high and ends up in the dirt. That is a quality curveball by Lyles.
2 up, 2 down. Well, Lyles has been around for a while. He was originally drafted by Houston in 08, and there's the breakout on his pitch selection.
Yeah, they said that a season ago the slider usage started to pick up a little bit, had really good success with it the last part of the season, but that curveball to Franco was very impressive.
Good strike to Choi. One
has that short arm, as it comes out of the glove, as you see more and more pitchers going to, not the real long arm swing. He certainly has set a pace here in the early going, working quickly.
On the ground, that's going to go through. So the Rays come up with a 2-out single.
He foiled the shift.
Yes, he did. They had overloaded that right side, and Choi artfully got it through.
Yes, he did. He was able to get to that curveball and hit it hard enough to split the defenders.
Choi continues to be a fun guy to watch hit. You know, he worked that pinch hit walk in the 8th inning of yesterday's game. Saw a couple pretty good pitches, and then got that one through the right side of the infield, overloaded over there.
He's a battler, and you know, that really has endeared him to the Tampa Bay Ray fan. How about the ovation that he got yesterday?
Yep.
You know, when they're introducing everybody, that doesn't hurt either.
Randy Arozarena, strike one.
You know, that's the thing. These hitters at this level are so good that if you can get one to stick to swinging the vast majority of the time at balls in the strike zone, they're going to be successful. It's when you get them to expand that you can start to, you know, take advantage of holes in the swing, and you saw that chase rate by Ji-Man Choi, very good.
1-1 the count to Arozarena. Last year's American League Rookie of the Year. And he was honored before the game and pregame ceremonies today. On the ground, deep short. Nice glove work by Mateo, the shortstop. And so they get the force at second. We go to the second inning, no score.
There, Randy Arozarena was presented with his Rookie of the Year award, and we spoke with him on what that meant to him, and he said, listen, it's just a reflection of my sacrifices. He said, this game, it is just not easy. You have to stay positive. He said, what's helped me most? My confidence in myself, and I was able to break a lot of records. So I asked him, how do you follow that up? And his answer was simple: maintain it, not just individually, but for the team. And he said the objective, it's not these awards. It's always going to be to win a World Series. So a fun moment before the game for Randy Arozarena, guys.
Yeah, that was great to see. Great talent on display, and he's worked hard to earn that. And that pickup of Randy Arozarena has turned out to be one of the top pickups of franchise history.
Yeah, and you know, you were trying to get to know about Randy Arozarena when the trade went down. Okay, who is this kid? They were very high on him as an all-around player. He burst on the scene in the 2020 playoffs, where he just almost single-handedly carried the Rays into the World Series, the display that he put on, and follows that up by winning Rookie of the Year. What's next, Dwayne?
Well, I'll tell you, he looks a little stronger, upper body now.
When you take that jersey off and he's got the dry fit on, he looks like he belongs in the NFL. He looks like a tailback. I mean, he has gotten thick, strong. You know, 162 games. It's a long grind, and it wears on the body. It wears on the mind, and he is certainly ready to go here as we get started.
2-2 the count on Urias to begin the second inning. Rasmussen got 3 ground ball outs in the first. Hit a batter. There's a ground ball toward the middle. Diving stop. Franco up and a throw in time. Nicely done right there by Wander Franco on that ball, headed up the middle towards center. And Franco got there first.
You know, so much of the talk around Wander Franco involves the bat, but guess what? He is a shortstop, and right there, a smooth dive to the glove side. Now you got to finish it off, and he was able to do just that. Outstanding body control. There you go. Just another play.
Yep, that's the way I planned it. And there's some appreciation shown.
Was it just another play to that guy?
Austin Hayes. He's 0 for 3 yesterday. Drew a walk his first time up. Toward right center field. Phillips is going to be there. 2 gone. 2 up, 2 down. Base is empty for Rougned Odor. Odor came up with a pinch hit in the 9th inning of the game yesterday. Rays have the shift on. Franco on the first base side of second. Lau in short right. After the first one, pops it into short right. Coming in, Phillips, and just behind Lau, Rep makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Outstanding defensive work on display by Wander Franco, on the ball hit toward the middle. And we go to the bottom of the second, no score. In the Rays half of inning 2, Josh Lowe will lead off against Jordan Lyles. Lowe, Mejia, and Kiermaier. The Rays have the lineup pretty much loaded with left-handed hitters. Rosarena, a right-handed hitter, and everybody else either a switch hitter or naturally a left-handed hitter. Josh Lowe looks at a strike. 2. Lyles at 31, and with his time in the big leagues, he is a veteran presence on this Baltimore pitching staff. He was with Texas a year ago and had a few veterans on that staff, but comes over here with Baltimore and sort of the graybeard.
Yeah, you know what, and part of bringing him in, you're thinking about the innings that he can give you. You know, 180 innings a season ago, and so you're going to have to cover that. And if you're going to go with a lot of young starters, then you're going to need someone to eat up a good chunk of innings, and Jordan Lyles can do that, and at times he can be very, very effective.
Three-two, and a base hit shot through the middle into center field. Extra base is coming. That ball's going to roll to the wall. Low around second, on his way to third, and he's in there with a stand-up triple. He hit that ball on a low line and sharply.
You know what, Dwayne, and you're absolutely right. The defensive alignment helped him too. When you see how they're set up, a low liner that was hit sharply in that direction, they're not going to be able to get to. You're going to see the pitch. It's going to go this way. Well, look where Cedric Mullins is. You've got a long way to go there. And here's the pitch. No one can get there. That's where you're talking about that ball hit sharply. It's going to roll for a long way, and Josh Lowe, a tremendous athlete, is going to skate his way right to third base.
He is fun to watch run.
Triples are the best.
They are.
They really are. And you can hear it in the crowd, too. The crescendo starts to build as they anticipate that.
Infield over shifted on the right side and in. Mejia takes a strike. Francisco Mejia. He got the pinch hit, sacrifice fly in the 8th inning of yesterday's game. Pops it up. That's a foul ball and will carry out of play. That fly ball in the pinch hit rolled in yesterday's game, gave the Rays the lead 2-1, and that was eventually the margin of victory.
That was a really good at bat too, because that was a changeup that he was able to lift, a changeup down and away. a pitch that's easy to roll over and hit on the ground, and Mejia stayed behind it, got it in the air, and got it deep enough. Well done.
Drops it foul.
You know, Kevin Cash was talking after the game, and you know, he said, "Look, Francisco Mejia we thought a good matchup in that situation because of his ability to put the ball in play, and that's what we needed more than anything, was to put the ball in play with the bases loaded." And that turned out to be the difference.
He shoots this one foul. Hit it hard, but foul. He's battling Lyles. Trying to get the first run of the game home. And there's a liner into right center field for a base hit. Lowe will score, and Mejia puts the Rays on the board. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
You can see Chirinos behind the plate wanted that pitch down near the dirt. And that was where you have a situation where you have the right pitch, but the wrong execution. Lyles trying to put him away with a curveball. Look at Chirinos. Tell me, give it to me here. It rolls. It rolled. It stayed up. And Mejia, a good look at it, and he cashed it in.
And frustrating for the Baltimore pitcher. He goes 3-2 with the leadoff guy, gives up the triple, then gets ahead of Mejia. Mejia keeps the at bat alive, and then that breaking ball, not a good one. Here's Kiermaier going the other way, and that's going to be fair down the left side and will bounce out of play. That'll be 2 bases for Kiermaier and stops Mejia at third. So the Rays swinging the bats here in the second inning.
Just taking advantage of mistakes. And here's a four-seamer that catches just way too much plate. Kiermaier stays right on it, lets this ball travel into the zone. You see how deep he lets it get. And then he rifles it right down the line. And the Rays in business once again, second and third with nobody out.
And now the switch hitting Taylor Walls steps in from the left side. Two men in scoring position. Breaking pitch is way high. The Rays with an opportunity for a big inning early. Back 1-1. Leadoff triple by Josh Lowe, starting this one. One breaking pitch. Shifting to stay in front of the pitch, down and in. Brett Phillips on deck. Nice take on a pitch just wide. It's 3-1. The Rays are going to get another base runner, and the bases will be loaded. A walk to Taylor Walls. Still nobody out. The Orioles are going to talk it over on the mound with Brett Phillips due up. Well, they talk it over. Reminder, American military personnel serving overseas watching this game on AFN, the American Forces Network. Welcome to those in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea, and thank you for your service. Well, the conference takes place on the mound. Chris Holt, the pitching coach, out there. And Brett Phillips prepares to step in. Phillips got into the game yesterday, initially as a pinch hitter. And he's up there with the bases full of Rays runners. The pitch is a strike. We talked about that run he had at the end of July and August last year with the 3 grand slams. Pitch is fouled back and he's down in the count 0-2.
How about doing that within a week and a half?
I know. He hit one against the Yankees on the 29th of July. And then hit one on August the 8th against Baltimore. That was off Dylan Tate. And then 3 days later hit one against the Red Sox. Ground ball. Oh, it's stopped by the first baseman on Castle. Boy, for a moment you thought that ball might get up the right field line, and Mountcastle made the stop to get the out. The run scores. Bahia crosses the plate.
And Mountcastle wanted to come to the plate. I think he's frustrated still that he was not able to get up there and make that throw to home plate. Watch how this unfolds. First of all, he takes away an extra base hit, looks to throw, and then you can see him kind of hang the head like, I just don't have confidence I'm going to be able to get the runner for sure, and we need an out.
Yeah, and that's where a decision has to be made to try to stay away from a catastrophic inning.
And we've seen that.
Yep.
We've seen teams do that against the Rays, and it does snowball after that.
We go back around to the top of the order. Here's Brandon Lau.
And think about how quickly you have to make it. As much as you say to yourself, okay, ball hit to me, where am I going with it? Well, the fact that you had to dive now changes, you know.
Yep.
And you've got to make a split-second decision. And Mountcastle took the sure out at first. Probably the right play.
That in, blocked by Chirinos. So Phillips gets a run batted in on that sharply hit ground ball. That would have been fun had that ball gone up the corner. I mean, there are runners going everywhere.
Track meet.
Yep. And Phillips,
yeah,
trying to catch everybody.
Bringing up the rear, and he can run well.
3-0 now. Triple by Josh Lowe started this inning. There's a strike, 3-1. Well, the Rays as a team only need the home run to hit for the cycle in this inning. Triple by Lowe, base hit by Mejia, double by Kiermaier. Walls drew the walk. And a 3-1 count on Brandon Lau. Fouls it back. 3-1 fastball.
Well, the right guys at the plate led the team a season ago.
Yep, 39 home runs, 99 runs batted in.
You just +1 in both.
Yep, that is ball 4, and it will reload the bases. Came in with the 3-2 breaking ball. And they're loaded for Wander Franco. Doesn't get any easier. Franco up for his second plate appearance in this game already. Struck out his first time in the first. Now bats in the second inning with the bases loaded. Liner into right. That ball is charged out there by Hayes, and the throw's going to be back to first. The run will score. Throw to first, not in time. Kiermaier crosses the plate. A well-hit ball off the bat of Franco. Didn't take it much time at all to get out there to Hayes.
No, and you know what? You never want to tell a hitter you hit the ball too hard. That's what they're up there to do. But in this case, he hit the ball too hard. And that ball just continued to carry. Thought the trajectory off the bat that it was going to have a chance to get down. But that ball was smoked, and like you said, Dwayne, it gets to Hayes quickly. And he's able to make the play. Nice tag up and score. When Hayes right here trying to backdoor and get that out at first base. Thrown behind Lau.
Ji-Man Choi pitches upstairs. 8th man to come to the plate in the inning. The Rays have put up 3. Wall's second base. Brandon Lau at first. It's down 2-0, and Choi trying to get time.
Wanted some more sticky.
Yeah.
And CB Buckner said, no, you stay right up here at the plate.
Well, I guess Buckner's saying, hey, if the pitchers can't use the sticky stuff, neither can Choi in the middle of an at bat.
Yeah, that's the key. You just can't.
Two and one. Swings through this one. Loses the helmet. He needed some sticky stuff on the inside of the helmet.
Well, yes, he did. Yeah, without a doubt. But, you know, have you ever seen that before? You know, you've seen a guy maybe swing and the bat slips out of his hand or something like that. Mm-hmm. But to try and go back to the on-deck circle to get some more sticky stuff after you take a pitch. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And, by the way, the umpire said, yeah, no, get back up here.
2-2. And the count is full.
Leave it to CB Buckner to show you something that you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He was polite about it. He said, no, I'm not going to let you do that. Well, the runners will be off. Now off first. Wall's off second. And, oh, strike 3 called. Choi thought the pitch was high and is caught looking. He was not happy. But the Rays will certainly take 3 as they grab a lead, sending 8 men to the plate. It's 3-0 Tampa Bay. quick look at the FTX umpire report on C.B. Buckner, 59 years old, debuted in '96, became an official full-time member of the Major League umpiring crew in '99 when they had both National and American League umpires. He's worked a couple All-Star games and behind the plate today. First pitch is a strike call to Jorge Mateo. Mateo, the shortstop, in Chirinos, and back around to the top of the order, Mullins. Down and away, 1-1. There's a strike, 1-2. Rasmussen up in the count. The pitch is too high, 2-2. The other thing on C.B. Buckner, he is long suffering and very patient apparently. Only one ejection last year, right? That was on that graphic, I think.
I'm going to take the bait. I'm the worst fish out there. I'm the catch and release guy. No, you're right, because here's the thing. C.B. Buckner takes an awful lot of grief. He takes an awful lot of grief from players, coaches, managers, and only one ejection is surprising.
There you go. He is long suffering.
Yes, he is.
Shows great patience. And there's ball 4. So Mateo grounds a base on balls. And the leadoff walk. And, you know, we'll say this every time. Your team scores 3, and the last thing you want to do is go out to the mound and walk the leadoff guy.
At the bottom of the order.
Yeah.
You know, and for a guy that, what have we talked about with Rasmussen? He has been so efficient as a member of the Rays pitching staff. He comes right at you, doesn't waste a lot of pitches, early contact. And you're right. That's the last thing that you want. Let's see if he can work his way out of it.
You know, and here's a guy who was about a strikeout per inning last year and a 3-to-1 ratio strikeouts to walks. So this is unusual. Pitch. Oh, that 96 to Chirinos, and the catcher got the call.
You know, yeah, I mean, this is just a standard first pitch fastball down and away, strike 1.
Well, see how it goes from here. Strike had plenty of the zone there.
And you can't argue balls and strikes or you'll be gone. So keep it down up here, Stats.
It doesn't prevent us from opining.
They can hear us down there.
That's why I draw you into the conversation.
And I and I get a feeling. I get a feeling that it's coming, and I know that I'm not going to be able to help myself.
I know. It's only the second game. Here we are. Did we ever leave?
No. You know what? It doesn't feel like it. As long as it has been with the CBA, you know, being delayed.
Oh, runner goes. Time. We're right in the middle of that time. They had Mateo was about halfway to second.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that camera angle that we had was great because you could see Mateo wanted to go. I mean, he was flinching, jerking, and finally he takes off and time is called. Got a pretty good jump right there and had a good chance for that bag.
So it's 1-1 on Chirinos. That went by him. He expired that one right by, and Chirinos could not catch up.
We saw a swing like that in yesterday's ball game from Chirinos where the bat through the zone looked slow. And so Rasmussen able to take advantage of that with the elevated heater, which he has some, you know, it's got some good jump to it with that velocity. So top of the zone, a difficult pitch for a hitter to handle.
He takes care of him, 96.
And I'm going to tell you what, that right there is reading the swing of a hitter. You know, that previous swing, you say to yourself, boy, that swing looked a little bit slow on that elevated heater, so why waste anything else? Why waste any time? Go right after him with the same thing. And you could see that ball noticeably above the bat of Chirinos in the middle of the plate. Look how far below that ball that swing was.
Now here's Mullins. Mullins hit a ground ball. There goes the runner. Good jump, and there will be no throw. Ball popping away as Mejia tried to load up the throw there. And Mateo has a stolen base.
Just needed some time to catch his breath. That's a huge lead and a really good jump. And he got a slider that was down and away from Mejia's glove. Not an easy pitch to handle.
There's a strike. So the fastball there, 1-1. Rays put up a 3-run second inning. We're in the third right now. And on the steal, Baltimore with a man in scoring position. Ooh, very close right to boy. There have been a couple pitches here in this inning the Rays would like to have gotten, and that was one of them.
A little backdoor slider, 91 miles an hour. Now that's not where they wanted it, but that doesn't mean it didn't catch the strike zone.
That's by him. It's 2-2. Took the opening game yesterday 2-1, up 3 in the second inning of this game. Two lifted to the left side. Franco starts out from shortstop and then adjusts, comes back to his left to make the grab. Good read and some good hang time. Franco takes care of that.
You could see him trying to keep Mateo close, so he's got a little bit longer of a run. That ball way up there with some spin, some serious spin, taking it back, and Franco adjust and put it away.
So 2 outs, and here's Mountcastle. After the first pitch, he skies it deep to right. He's got big time power, and that one is going to get out of here. Mountcastle on the first pitch hits it out of here to right. You can see Phillips go back and simply run out of room. And Mountcastle, who had 33 home runs last year, has #1 this year on that one, an opposite field blast.
Dwayne, that's called an in-game adjustment. His first at bat, the same pitch, he grounded out to shortstop and he broke his bat. This time he stays back, lets that pitch travel, doesn't try to get out in front and pull it. He goes the other way, and he's able to catch it clean. And you talked about his power. He's able to get it into that first or second row. But that was an adjustment, because that first at bat, same pitch, he tried to pull it. It was off the end of the bat. It broke the bat. Easy ground ball to shortstop. Did a great job of staying back on that one, and he gets a 2-run homer.
Well, he led Baltimore and all major league rookies in home runs last year with 33. And that was an example of what he's got in that bat. 1-1 now to Santander. And take a look at the company he's keeping in franchise history rookies when it comes to home runs. More than Cal Ripken Jr. in '82, and more than Eddie Murray.
icons. I mean, those are, you know, forget Baltimore Oriole icons. Those are Major League Baseball icons.
Yeah, he's got a lot to feel good about when you put your name at the top of a list and those two guys are behind you.
By a handful.
Yeah. Well, there's a base hit the other way. Lowe will make the pickup to hold Santander to a single. So 2-out base hit. And another dangerous bat in Trey Mancini is on his way to the plate. Mancini out on a ground ball to short his first time. He's upstairs. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Up the right side, foul ball. Phillips after it. He's going to run out of territory. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the home run by Mountcastle, the first hit allowed by Rasmussen, that was followed by the base hit from Santander. Base hit the other way. You saw Santander ducking over there, and into right field goes Mancini with a single. So 3 straight hits.
That slider just kind of flattened out, and Mancini, a pretty good look at it. There it is. There's the grip, and you can see just kind of a cement mixer. Stays in the middle of the plate, not a lot of depth or sweep to it. And Mancini stays on it. Santander, get out of the way.
So the Rays talk it over. You could win big with the Rays 50-50 raffle. For every home game, you can join the raffle from the comfort of your home. Go to raysbaseball.com/50-50. Some restrictions apply. Kyle Snyder and the Rays battery holding the conversation. They try to end the top half of the third. They came in leading by 3. Now it's 1. Last year, Rasmussen, 2 or fewer runs allowed in all 10 starts with the Rays. He made 35 appearances overall, 10 starts, had a combined record of 4-1. Start of the year, handful of appearances with Milwaukee and then the Rays. That's a strike. Rios retired in the second inning on a good play on a ball hit on the ground and handled by Franco at short. Two pitch breaking away, sliding away from Urias.
That's the really good slider that Rasmussen will feature in that 86, 87, 88 range with a good amount of depth and chase potential. Saw it right there. I'll tell you, Rasmussen not a big fan of time being called right there. You could see that all over his face.
very close right there. And another pitch. I'll tell you, Rasmussen was ready to go to the dugout after that pitch.
There have been at least 3, maybe 4 missed this half inning. I mean, these are strikes.
Couldn't be anything but.
No, I mean,
any angle.
Well, and you know that the Rays are well aware of that. They've taken a look at the video and realized that not a pitch here or there being missed, a bunch.
Now a wave and a miss. Reyes out on strikes to end the inning. 2-run score. It's 3-2 Rays. Hitters during a home game, take your mobile ticket or print a home voucher to any Cane's Furniture store within 5 days. Receive a coupon for 1 free taco chips and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. For more info, visit canesstrikeout.com. Bottom of inning 3, the Rays send Randy Arozarena up there. Swings and misses. Josh Lowe will be next, and then Francisco Mejia against Jordan Lyles. 1-1. We're coming into this one, the last 2 half innings, 62 combined pitches. On the ground, deep short, backhand picked by Mateo. Throw is going to be just in time to get Arozarena.
I'll tell you what, Mateo's been showing some things out there at shortstop. Some good athleticism, smooth. A real good idea here, knowing how Arozarena gets down the line. He's going to spike this throw on purpose, skip it over there to first base, right on the money to Mountcastle. That's one way to get it over there a little bit quicker.
Josh Lowe.
And sometimes that helps with the accuracy too. Just throw it hard, straight, and down and let it skip off the turf rather than trying to throw it all the way there. That's where you get guys sometimes airmailing it, throwing it too hard.
Yeah, you'll get it to sail sometimes that way. Orioles like him, and he is extremely fast. A great sprint speed.
Well, you saw him when he was over there at first base, just itching to try to swipe that bag, and when he finally went, it was too easy.
3-1 to Lowe. Josh opened that 3-run second with a triple. And the count's going to be full. He is on deck. See another 3-2 pitch. So this is the 6th plate appearance for Josh Lowe so far this year, and a ground ball into right, and that's going to get through out of the reach of Odor. And so Josh Lowe is aboard with a base hit. So he has 6 plate appearances, and 5 of them the count has gone to 3-2. And in the other one, it went to 2-2.
And you know, that kind of fits into the Rays profile as far as their lineup. You know, they take an awful lot of walks. They're not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, which is also the reason they strike out so much, because they do work a lot of deep counts. If you do that on one hand, that's good. On the other hand, it's going to lead to probably more strikeouts than you'd like. But that forces these pitchers to have to work and work hard, and you can get starters out of the game a little bit early and put a lot of pressure on the team's bullpen.
Yeah, Lowe now in 6 plate appearances has seen 42 pitches.
Think about that.
Yep.
I mean, for some, wow, that's that's impressive right out of the gate. 7 per.
Yep. Mejia takes it for a ball. Breaking pitch that stayed wide. Franco, Mejia, and Phillips with the runs batted in for the Rays. 1 on, 1 out. The runner low. High fly ball down the right field line, and that ball is foul. Home run distance for sure. But he is staying at the plate, just watching the flight of that one and wishing that somehow it could be fair, but it was well fouled. Over to first, back in. The other thing about Mejia that you don't want to forget is we watch him work some at bats. Here's a guy in the minor leagues. He had a 50-game hitting streak a few years ago in the minor leagues, so he can put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly why Kevin Cash wanted him at bat in the situation in yesterday's game.
Fastball up, and he missed it. 1-2. I don't care what league you play in. You get a 50-game hitting streak.
And you're hitting from both sides too. So it's not that you're even to be that hot and that consistent from one side of the plate, impressive. But you know that there was some mix and match there, left-handed, right-handed.
See another 1-2 pitch after the foul ball. Rays with a 3-run second, and Baltimore came back with 2 in the 3rd inning on the Mountcastle home run. Toss to first. Much low. Getting that lead over there and setting up. Foul ball again down beyond the dugout. Into the dirt, blocked by Chirinos. 2-2. So the count even now. There's a shot back into deep right. That's got some carry to it. And we'll get out of here. Mejia battling up there and lines one into the seats in right. A 2-run shot. And the Rays expand the lead again. Mejia got down in the count in the 2nd inning when he singled on the run. Got it to 2-2 and lowers the boom with that 2-run shot.
What a battling at bat, seeing a lot of pitches, fouling off a lot of pitches, and then going up to get the letter high heater and get on top of it. That is just an outstanding job by Mejia. Wander Franco loving every bit of it, as well he should. That was an impressive AB.
Kevin Kiermaier pitches down. So it's 5-2. The Rays again up by 3. Mejia belting the home run. So 1 out, 2 runs home in the inning. 1-1 to count on Kiermaier. Rebuild the lead on the strength of the Mejia home run. That's a liner into right and will be caught. Hayes charging that one to make the grab. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Well, baseball is back. Now through April 11th, customers can score free MLB TV at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Taylor Walls. Ball, no strikes. To the opposite side. Santander just to the track to make the catch on this. And the Rays are retired. But they put up 2 to expand the lead to 3 once again. A 2-run shot off the bat of Francisco Mejia. Well, the Rays led by 3. They saw that trend and they're back up by 3 on the home run by Francisco Mejia. We go to the 4th inning. Austin Hayes set to lead off. Pitch is a strike from Drew Rasmussen. Odor will be next. Missed inside a little bit. 1-1. The Baltimore team does have a Florida connection, and Hayes is one of them. He was born in Daytona Beach, went to school at Jacksonville. Fly ball right center field, and there to make the catch, Phillips. Step on the track. That is out number 1. Trey Mancini, born in Winter Haven. Ron Mountcastle, out of Winter Springs, Florida. Just to name a handful with Florida background. Rougned Odor. Strike at the knees. Josh Fleming is loosening in the bullpen. This is pitch number 60. It's lined into right, and Phillips is there to make the catch on this one. So 2 up, 2 down in the 4th inning. Get in on the action. Exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group of 50 to 85 in that private party area there, located just steps from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by emailing groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Jorge Mateo. Fastball in off the plate. Mateo walked in the 3rd, and that led to the first of 2 runs he scored on the Mountcastle home run. corner, says CB Buckner. 0-1. It's going to be out of play. And it's a ball, 2 strikes.
Rasmussen able to get some quick outs here in the top half of the 4th inning, trying to, you get that 3-run lead and they're able to cut it to 1. You get a 3-run lead again, and then as a pitcher, it feels like rebirth. You got another life. Let's go out there, have a quick half inning, get us back at the bat rack, and see if we can add on. That's the approach he's taken here in the 4th, working quickly.
Oh, and he catches the corner there. Strike 3 call. A 1-2-3 inning. Rays lead this game 5-2. Tomorrow afternoon, they close out the opening series against the Orioles, and fans 14 and under receive a pop-it presented by Bayfront Health St. Petersburg while supplies last. Tickets on sale now at raysbaseball.com/tickets. We'll feature Corey Kluber on the mound, making his Rays debut.
Excited.
Wells pitching for Baltimore.
Excited to see that.
Phillips, strike 1. Phillips drove in a run with the ground ball, his first time. Two. Trying to get it past Ryan Mountcastle at first. That would have been even more runs. Settled for the ground out. And a run batted in. On the ground, and that ball is through in the outfield. Odor backhands it, and Phillips is aboard with a base hit.
That is the 3rd time here in this ball game that Jordan Lyles has been victimized by the shift, or at least the Rays able to beat the shift. They have the defense lined up. That changeup stays up. Brett Phillips able to get out there and just put it in an impossible spot. They think they've got everything covered. They don't.
Well, the Rays have had base runners in every inning. Leadoff base hit in the 4th now by Phillips, and we go to the top of the order, and Brandon Lau. Upstairs. 1-0. Nothing. Ground ball, right side. Out at second and back to first. They're going to get the double play. Started by Odor.
I'll tell you what, that was as crisp as you could do it. That ball off the bat was hit sharply. Odor quickly to Mateo. The return throw, everything done at a very high speed. I'll tell you, Mateo's been impressive out there at shortstop and covering all of the different aspects of that position that he's been able to do thus far, showing the athleticism. And Baltimore, still in that mode of looking for core pieces. Rebuilding in a very tough division.
Here's Franco. Lifting one deep to straightaway center. Mullins back and in front of the wall, making the catch. Franco gave it a ride, just a step or two short. 5-2 Rays.
Fifth inning here at Tropicana Field. The Rays lead the Orioles 5-2, and as they turn to the bullpen, going to Josh Fleming, let's take a look at a scouting report brought to you by Papa John's and the Major League Baseball ranks of the Rays bullpen from a season ago. They were used. They covered a lot of innings, as you see right there, and guess what? They did it very effectively. An ERA of 3.24, strikeout to walk ratio. They did not hurt themselves with the walk and had that ability to go out and get the strikeout, which is big for any bullpen later in the game, especially when they're tight. Opponents average outstanding, and of course, because of all those innings, they led Major League Baseball with 58 wins, and they will be leaned on heavily once again here in 2022, and you know that they'll be up to the task. A lot of different diverse arms, versatile. They can do a lot of different things, and they can throw at you a lot of different pitching styles, including Fleming here coming on. 26 games a season ago, 11 starts, heavy sinker, tons of. And you see the record right there, 10-8. A lot of action his way. ERA just over 5 and 104 in the third innings.
And his first pitch is a strike. So 4 innings for Rasmussen. Robinson Chirinos, the first man Fleming faces. It's popped foul and is headed for the stands. A souvenir. Nothing into Fleming. A year ago at home, his earned run average was 2.28, and on the road it was 8.80. Tapper foul. So his comfort zone, to be sure, is at Tropicana Field.
Well, he's a guy that, you know, he works quickly, as well he should, the style of pitcher that he is. A lot of sinkers, a lot of ground balls, taking advantage of what is always a very good Rays defense.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Pretty close right there, and the ball says C.B. Buckner. Look at this. You just couldn't make it any better.
You know what it is, Dwayne?
There's a wave and a miss.
CB's strike zone is egg-shaped. It's a circle. There are no corners.
Gotcha.
Because the corners aren't getting called.
Pretty good observation.
Well, we've all seen it.
So one gone. We go to the top of the lineup. Want to know the count to Mullins. And it's just off the plate, 2-0. We mentioned earlier that there was only one ejection by C.B. Buckner last year.
Yes. Are you going to go ahead? Who was it?
You know, it's one of those things where you'd go, you'll never guess. But then when you talk about an egg-shaped strike zone, you think, well, it's probably on the pitching side of things.
Okay.
Okay. Here's a cut and miss, 2-2. On the 30th of June last year, CB in the first inning of an Astros game against the Orioles.
Okay.
Ejected then Astros pitching coach Brent Strom.
Old school.
Yeah. Yep.
First inning too. See, the first inning was Brent Strom was already worked up.
Yeah.
He was already going into that game with the thought, if this guy starts in with that circle strike zone, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
And he did.
There's a little history there. I mean, well read there by you. There would be a little history there. And Brent, who did such a great job with the Astros and now with the Diamondbacks.
That's some good research.
That's the only ejection by CB.
And again, when you have a pitching coach getting thrown out that early in a game, he has come into that game ready to go.
Yep.
Ready to go.
There's a ground ball off the bat of Mountcastle. By the way, going after that first pitch, and there's a story to be had about that a little later on. 3 up, 3 down, 5-2 Rays. Your Suncoast Hyundai dealers. By Frontier, change to fiber, change to better. By Bayfront Health St. Petersburg, the official healthcare partner of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by the aggressive attorneys, Winters and Yonker. And to the wire, Raymond.
It just happened, didn't it?
Didn't want to miss it. Strike one here to G-Man Choi.
We may have to start, keeping track of the winners, and if there are any trends in these mascot races, and then maybe start.
Yeah, sure. Put a little
something
scouting
down
on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Odds.
Yep. By the way, there's nobody better than our statistician Rick Odioso, and you painted a pretty good scenario on the Brent Strom ejection. Probably early, set it up,
First inning.
Yeah.
Dead giveaway.
And I mean, our man Rick is right on it.
What do we got?
2 batters in, 2 walks, he's gone.
There it is. I'm telling you. And you can actually envision Brent Strom sticking his head into Dusty Baker's office before that game saying, by the way, Dusty, I just want to let you know, give you a heads up. First one he misses. First one he misses. Maybe it was more than one. Maybe it was 2.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm not putting up with it. And 2 batters in, and you're done for the night.
See ya.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great research by Rick over here. And a good story out of that.
That's pretty funny. That's a long night up in the clubhouse.
Yeah. That's a little foul ball. Brent Strom, great guy, and he was one of those high profile, big projection for him coming out, a lot of arm trouble and all of that. And has been a great pitching coach, and now set up in Arizona. And that pitch is upstairs. G-Man Choi draws the walk. The Rays put the leadoff man on base. That's the 3rd time in 5 innings they've had the leadoff man aboard. Here's Randy Arozarena. Ground ball, 3rd, diving stop. Urias down to 2nd, 1, and they throw around the horn for the double play. The throw down a bit at second base, and a nice job of going down there to get it and then unloading the throw to complete the double play.
We've seen a couple nifty double plays turn here by the Oriole infield. That ball was a shot. Urias, a great job of getting it out of the glove to Odor. Odor being there and then able to get it over to Mountcastle just before Arozarena arrives. That's a nice double play by the Orioles. We saw Odor to Mateo to Mountcastle earlier in this game. Impressive.
Josh Lowe, it stays up. Breaking ball that did not bite much. Josh Lowe with a triple and a single. He sends it straight away center where Mullins is camped under it. And that takes care of the Rays in the 5th. On to inning 6, 5-2 Tampa Bay. In the 2nd inning, base hit by Francisco Mejia made it a 1-0 game. He was heard from later. Drew Rasmussen pitching for the Rays, gave up the home run to Ryan Mountcastle, the 2-run homer in the third. That made it 3-2 Rays, and then Mejia rebuilt the lead with a home run to right on a 2-2 pitch. Got it out in the third inning to make it 5-2, and that's where we are as we head into the sixth inning. So Mejia single and a homer, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, but a good day for the Rays catcher.
An impressive at bat too, especially on that home run. You listen, go back to yesterday's game. He's the guy that's able to take a tough changeup, get it into the outfield for a sacrifice fly, and what would turn out to be the game winner. Gets the big hit early in this game, works a great at bat, and then gets on top of a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to give the Rays that 3-run lead back. He is having quite the series so far.
First pitch from Fleming, and Santander takes it for a strike. Orioles left fielder has been hit by a pitch and has a single. And there's another base hit. Line drive, 1 hop to low and left. So the leadoff man on for Baltimore, and we'll check in with Tricia Whitaker. Trish.
Well, hey there, guys. Yesterday, Wander Franco looked like he was in mid-season form, going 3 for 4. And I spoke with Rays president of baseball operations, Eric Neander, and he said, listen, Wander was one of our big-ticket items we wanted to accomplish in the offseason. But the nice thing about managing our expectations for him, he said, we don't really have to. He said, Wander doesn't mind the expectations, and that's what we love about him. That drive to be great. He's got it, and we don't have to push him, guys.
Yeah, great confidence, great mindset. And great talent.
You know, that old phrase, they talk about a gym rat. Yeah, he's like a baseball rat.
Yeah.
It's just what he does. Loves doing it, loves the work, loves putting in the time behind the scenes, all leading to the moment to be out there in a game. I mean, he's just a baseball junkie.
Strike the count to Mancini.
I think that's why the Rays felt comfortable giving him the contract that they did. It's one thing to have all that ability and talent, but if you're going to give a guy coming right out 70 games into his career an 11-year deal with an option tacked on, you've got to know about what's in the kid's head, what's in his heart. Is this money going to change him? You know, what's the character of this particular player? You know, that's you don't make that decision for that kind of contract for somebody unless all of those boxes are checked.
Yep.
And they are with Wander, and they felt very comfortable going out that far with him.
Yeah. Well, and you have to look at the Rays' track record. They're pretty good about that. You know, being correct on their assessment.
It's not like they're throwing money around like that all the time, right?
That's
you know?
right.
And so they know exactly who they're dealing with and the type of player and person it is. I'll tell you, that was a nice pitch right there by Fleming. You talk about the type of pitch that was. That cutter in on Mancini.
Ramon Urias retired in the second inning on a nice play by Franco at shortstop. Sinker down. Base hit the other way. Phillips will make the pickup. And with 1 out, now throw back. And Franco making a play there on Santander at second base, who managed to get back safely. Let's take a look here at this little throw back in from Phillips. And Franco down there at second base. To maybe come up with a surprise. 2 on with 1 out. Austin Hayes. Twice Hayes has gone out to right field. That pitch is in on the corner from Fleming for a strike. See 22 home runs for Hayes last year. 26-year-old outfielder. He was good with men in scoring position last year for the Orioles. He hit .333. And that was just over 100 at bats with men in scoring position. To the mound, out at second, throw to first. The Rays get the double play, and a nice job in the middle of that by Franco, reaching back to the shortstop side to take the throw, and that kept the potential double play in order. And the Orioles are trying to figure out what they want to do, and I guess they're not going to do anything with that in terms of a potential challenge. Valley Sports brought to you by Mid-Florida, Florida's community credit union. By Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Central Florida Behavioral Health Network. Opioid addiction happens fast. Use as directed. Visit www.cfbhn.org for info and tips. Well, the Rays turned the double play there, and Franco in the middle of that. A nice job to keep the double play possible, and a little interview there explaining exactly how he had to reach back and keep that foot near the bag and touch it up and make the throw to first.
I mean, shouldn't it have been Harold leading the interview, or?
I think he opened it and then
Water just took
over.
said let me explain exactly how I did that.
Yep.
And you're right, that was quite the play, because Josh Fleming making that throw, a little arm side run, and he was able to clean it up for him.
Well, Mejia batting against the left-hander Keegan Aiken. It's 2-10 in 24 appearances last year. 5 innings today for Niles. Now it's Aiken. Broken bat. Arias at third, throw off the bag, but into the runner. Castle gets the tag. So one away.
Well, Dwayne, this is what you're talking about. Josh Fleming wants to lead Franco right to the bag. The throw sails a little bit, so now he's got to reach back, then tap and throw without being able to step into it. A lot of athleticism shown there. Hand-eye coordination, got to get the foot and leg involved. Athletic play.
Kiermaier the other way. Santander is there. And that's out number 2. Gives Kevin 1 for 3. He had doubled and scored in the second. Well, the Rays got 7 hits in 5 innings and 5 runs, all earned off Jordan Lyles. Struck out a couple, walked 3. Keegan Aiken in there now. Walls batting from the right side, takes a strike. Taylor Walls has walked and lifted a fly ball to left. It's 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Rays scored 3 runs in the second. Baltimore 2 in the third. And the Rays right back with 2 in the bottom of the third. On the ground, Mateo, the shortstop, has a little trouble with this one. That'll be an error charge to Mateo.
You think about all the plays that he's been able to make out there at shortstop and all the athleticism shown, and then maybe the easiest of the bunch is the one that gets clanked. Ground ball right to him, working his way, and just the eyes and the glove come off of that baseball a little too soon.
Yeah, sometimes there's just too much time to make a play.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the spectacular plays, you're right, you don't have a lot of time. It's a step dive. But the routine ground ball, he just pulled up a little bit too soon.
So the first error of the game. Phillips fouls it, and so he's behind in the count. He's been down 0-2 every time. He got down 0-2 in the second inning and drove in a run with a ground ball to first. Mountcastle made a good play on that one. And then down 0-2 in the fourth, and Phillips singled into right. Now he's down 0-2 in the sixth inning. And is out on strikes against the lefty. No runs, an error, and a man left. You're headed into inning 7, 5-2 Tampa Bay. On to the seventh inning. Comfy spot out there. Here you can enjoy a unique vantage point from the Louisiana Hot Sauce left field ledge. Private tables of 4 include complimentary snacks, hot dogs, and beverages delivered to your seat. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com/left field ledge. Louisiana Hot Sauce left field ledge. That's good stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Add a little zing to your food.
Odor bouncing one foul. So far, Fleming through a couple innings. Typical 12 pitch fifth, 11 pitches in the sixth. Now faces the left-handed bat of Odor.
You know, pitch to contact. You go right after these hitters, the good sinker, the cutter. You saw the sweeping breaking ball right there. Take advantage of your defense.
Pop back a third, going to carry out of play. Walls gives it a look, half a chase, and it's 1-2. Fleming is right in rhythm and his normal cadence. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, for all the reasons that we just talked about, and then you mentioned the cadence and how quickly he works. It keeps everybody engaged, keeps all the infielders and the outfielders, for that matter, on the tips of their toes, ready to go make a play. And he can string together some outs quickly.
Still a 1-2 count. Rays start to get a little action going in the bullpen. JP fire icing. And a cut and a miss takes care of Odor. Ball sinking right out of sight.
Well, how about our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage? And I'll tell you, Kevin Kiermaier, tons of field coverage. How about this? Leads Major League Baseball with 131 defensive runs saved since 2015. We see it time and again, and it's not just being able to go and get it. He can throw it too. By the way, that play was finished off with an out at home plate. He's got a tremendous arm, very accurate with it, gets great jumps, takes great angles, is a great athlete, and he makes unbelievable plays.
Ground ball to third, into the glove of Taylor Walls. His throw is on the money. Mateo is the second out. Well, that display of Kiermaier in center field and sort of emblematic of the Rays. A good, solid defense, and at times extraordinary defense, but the day in, day out, night in, night out, good, solid defense. Big part of the Rays' success story. Inside a bit, apparently, to the catcher, Chirinos. By the mound, the Rays have the defense set up perfectly. Little toss over to first by Lau. 3 up, 3 down, a strikeout and 2 ground balls. 5-2 Rays. The middle of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch at Tropicana Field. Our Toyota Keys. When you look at the Rays over the last 3 seasons, the best winning percentage in the American League, translating into 3 postseason appearances, 2 American League East titles, a pennant, American League pennant in 2020, and all of that built on a foundation of allowing the fewest runs in the American League.
Yeah, I think that, you know, for a lot of seasons, the Rays said, look, if we can't run out this grade A high scoring offense, it's going to be about run prevention. We're going to have good pitching, we're going to have outstanding defense, and we're going to take care of run prevention. But guess what? Now they've combined run prevention with an offense that can't score a lot of runs. And I guess that's how you get to 100 wins, which is what they did a season ago.
Brandon Lau in the leadoff spot today for the Rays, facing the lefty here in the 7th inning. Fouls one away. Brandon 0 for 2. He walked in the 2nd inning. Now he's going to bunt against the shift, and he fouls it. So 2. The Rays now with 2 strikes, even deeper into the shift, shaded toward the middle. And a cut and miss. Fastball in from Aiken, strikes out Lau. And Wander Franco heads to the plate. He has been outstanding with the glove today.
Well, all of the range used on that play, the dive to the glove side, and then you get up. Drew Rasmussen loving that play. And then over here, long way to go for this pop-up, way up there, and he's got to make the adjustment, come back and glove it. And then right here, having to reach back, get that foot on the bag, and then find that throw over to first.
Little tap to short, and Franco is out.
Well, that doesn't get much, you know, you don't talk about his defense that often. You know, he's so prolific at the plate from both sides. The way that he runs the bases, you forget he plays a premium defensive position, and he's showing out here this afternoon.
Bases empty, 2 gone for Ji-Man Choi. He's been on twice with a single and a walk. Takes a strike against the lefty. Baltimore starting the right-hander Jordan Lyles against the Rays. He worked 5, and now the lefty Aiken is in there. 1. Counting the switch hitters, the Rays with the right-hander in there had 8 left-handed bats in the lineup. Choi is behind in the count. And the switch hitter Wall's in there. The switch hitter Mejia. And the switch hitter Franco. And Choi is out on strike. So 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. On to the 8th. 5-2 Rays. We're headed into the 8th inning. Top of the order, Cedric Mullins will lead it off. Well, how about those numbers for Cedric Mullins when you look at outstanding single seasons in Baltimore history? I mean, Reggie Jackson in '76 with the Orioles had 27 homers and 28 stolen bases, and Cedric Mullins last year 30-30.
You forget that Reg played for the Orioles. You think of Reggie Jackson, you think Yankees, you think Oakland Athletics. You don't think about Reggie Jackson as a member of the Baltimore Orioles.
A strike for Cedric Mullins. Looking 2. Fleming makes quick work of Mullins.
It's that late sinking action, and you can throw it arm side. And obviously Mullins has to protect, and this ball just sinks below, dives below the bat. There it goes at the very end. Good velocity on it and really good downward action. That's that pitch down and away to the right-handed hitter that gets so many ground balls. Keep him honest with that pitch right there. Cut it in, run it in, and then sink it away, get him reaching, and get the weak ground ball. That's Fleming's game.
There's a base hit the other way. So Mountcastle, who took that first pitch, goes the opposite way against Fleming and has himself a base hit.
That's the antidote. If you're going to really, have success against a left-handed sinker ball, you're going to have to take them the other way. There's the sinker, and Mountcastle doesn't try to doesn't try to get out in front and pull it. He lets it get into the zone and shoots it the other way. We saw that adjustment that he made on Drew Rasmussen, grounding out to shortstop in his first at bat, homering to right the next time he saw him.
And so Fleming has done his job. A call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. To lead with times the cash scratch-offs. Multiply your winnings up to 500 times and play for over $2.29 billion in prizes. They're the most extreme, the Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Josh Fleming departs in favor of J.P. Fireisen. Fireisen in the game briefly yesterday. 34 appearances a year ago. And he will face the left fielder, Anthony Santander. Pitch is low and away. Going to be a strike. 1-1. Fleming 3 1/3. 3 hits. Leaves with a man on, responsible to his line. Struck out 5. Didn't walk anybody. Lifted into short center, and Wander Franco is there. The Rays shortstop handles the pop fly. 2 gone. Stream out of market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning and select pregame and postgame coverage Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Trey Mancini. Mancini has a hit that came in the third. Trying to check his swing, and a foul ball, strike one.
That riding fastball by Feyereisen up in the zone. Just not able to completely lay off of it. That's what Feyereisen will do. Run that fastball up, get some good carry with it, take the slider down and away from these righties. Also mix in a changeup.
And third. Walls up and out with the throw. Mancini's out of there, and so are the Orioles. Bottom of the eighth coming. 5-2 Rays. Facebook and TikTok to see the best action shots, chat with other fans, and stay up to date with everything going on with the Rays. Follow at Rays Baseball. Hashtag Rays Up. First pitch here in the bottom of the eighth, and Randy Arozarena looks at a strike. Loses his helmet, misses the pitch, and he's down 0-2.
Keegan Aiken has shown some really good stuff here in his outing. Sweeping breaking ball, a very good changeup we just saw. The fastball velocity's been up in the mid-90s.
There's an 0-2 pitch and a base hit drilled into left. Arozarena capable of that, I think, as much as any hitter we see.
And you know what? And Keegan Aiken, let's be honest here, he let him off the hook. You jump up in the count 0-2, and then you try to take a good changeup and make it a little bit better. And instead, you leave it middle of the plate up, and Arozarena is able to rifle it into left field. Here it is. Too easy.
So leadoff base hit. Josh Lowe in against the lefty. It's a strike. Jason Adam on the right side of your screen. Andrew Kittredge on the left side. Busy in the Rays bullpen. An eye on Arozarena. Arozarena with 20 steals a year ago. Two. Fastball up. Josh Lowe is down, 0-2. See another 0-2 pitch. Felix Bautista, right-hander, resting in the bullpen. Ground ball back to the hill. Over to second, one over to first. They're going to get the double play to erase Arozarena. It's going to bring up Francisco Mejia. He's had a big day.
Yes, he did. And listen, he's picked up right where he left off yesterday, getting the game-winning sac flies right here in the second inning. After a leadoff triple, he's going to drive him in with a base hit. And then this at-bat was very impressive because to get to that swing, he fouled off a lot of tough pitches and then got on top of that fastball, drove it out. Just an inning later, our Chevy plays of the game. It was Francisco Mejia in the second inning and in the third inning.
Breaking ball that started wide, broke to the plate for a strike on Mejia.
Now he gets to flip over and hit from the right side.
As he fouls it, he is down in the count, 0-2. Two. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chopper. Urias up and out with the throw to get Mejia. No runs, a hit, nobody left, and we're going to go to the 9th with the Rays leading 5-2.
It is time for our New Teeth Now game summary, and all of the action so far has been early. We talked about Francisco Mejia driving in the first run in the bottom of the second inning, an inning which the Rays would score 3 runs. The Orioles would tack on 2 in the top of the third and crunch that lead down. Mejia then in the bottom of the third would answer with another 2-run shot. That would give the Rays the 5-2 lead. That's how it stands now. Drew Rasmussen, 4 innings of work. Jordan Lyles able to get through 5, but did give up the 5 earned runs. Ryan Mountcastle really showing out today, making good adjustments at the plate. Couple of hits, the big home run the other way. And Francisco Mejia, we have covered him ad nauseum. He has done a nice job behind the plate, has done a nice job at the plate. And the Rays look for the final 3 outs here this afternoon.
Andrew Kittredge gets the call here in the 9th inning, facing Ramon Urias. And the first pitch. Boy, that's the pitch you want to make right there. Ball 1. Right down the middle at the knees.
There is something to be said for consistency, though.
We're trying to figure out what it is. And this one is a strike.
Heads or tails?
50-50 shot.
Call the air.
Kittredge worked the 8th inning of the game yesterday and faced Urias to get him on a ground ball to second. Faces him leading off the 9th inning of this game. 2-1 now. Lifted back into center field. Kiermaier on the run, still gone. It's going to be over his head as it bounds over the wall. And there's a 2-base hit for Urias to lead off the 9th.
And Kiermaier frustrated that he was not able to get there. He had to go a long way. He got a great jump, great effort, and just missed. You see him already shading a little bit towards right center. This more towards left center. Not happy. That close.
Now it's Austin Hayes. Kittredge faced Hayes yesterday in the 8th inning and struck him out. The pitch just misses inside with a fastball, 1-0.
Hold up, hold up.
1 away. 2-0. It's going to be a strike. Urias out there at second base. He very easily could have a 3-hit day. He was retired in the second inning on a good play by Franco. Struck out, then singled, and now a double. Comes off a 1-for-4 with a double yesterday. 2-1 to Hayes. Chop third base. That's fair behind the bag, and the throw. And coming up with it nicely done is Choi over at first base. That turned out to be a difficult play for Choi.
It really was. You know, a long throw by Walls, and those balls, when they bounce, that short hop that gets into your midsection, a lot of times bobbled. Called a fair ball, rushed the throw, and these can be a little dicey. A short hop close to the body, and Ji-Man Choi is able to keep it right there, keep a hold on it, and then show the goods.
So 1 away with Urias still at second base. Now here is Odor. Holds it foul, shooting it into the stands. Last year with the Yankees, 202 with 15 home runs. This one is away. He had a string of outstanding power years with Texas. Go back to 2016, he had 33 home runs. Followed that with the 30 home run season. Hit 30 in 2019. Chops it foul. Now 1-2. Rays Live postgame coming up after our game, presented by Advent Health. Rich and Doug anchoring the coverage. You'll hear from the manager, Kevin Cash, in his press conference, and interviews from the clubhouse. Did he go? Yes, he did. Tried to check, and the crew chief, Jeff Nelson, down there at third, says he went. Yeah, number 2.
He was all over that, Dwayne, and that was the right call. A really good slider there by Kittredge, and it just disappears on Odor. He realizes that, uh-oh, he's in trouble. Too late.
So 2 gone. Mateo into left toward the corner, low on the move, and that's going to one-hop the wall for a double. That low wall allows Urias to score on the double by Mateo.
Well, and that gets the tying run to the plate. So a couple of doubles here, a couple of ground rule doubles by the Orioles. That slider stayed flat and stayed in the middle of the plate. Gives Mateo a chance, and he takes full advantage.
Now Kyle Snyder's headed to the mound after this ground rule double. And you're right, the potential tying run will be coming to the plate. Chirinos is due, but they're going to get the left-handed bat of Stewart to the plate. DJ Stewart will pinch hit. As the Rays talk some strategy. Raley up in the bullpen, the left-hander. Raley got the save in yesterday's 2-1 win.
And he got that by striking out Cedric Mullins, who lurks on deck. And the Rays hope they don't have to see Cedric Mullins, but you got to believe that Raley's going to get ready for potentially a rematch against Mullins. unless Kittredge can retire DJ Stewart.
Stewart pops it right back, foul. Going to be out of play. Strike one. Stewart, another one of these Orioles with a Florida connection. Went to Florida State. Born in Gainesville. Now a strike, and it's 0-2. Stewart had 12 home runs last year. Went into 100 games with Baltimore. So Kittredge has the jump on him, 0-2. Granted by C.B. Buckner. And here we go with the 2-strike pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays and the Orioles tomorrow afternoon to wrap up the 3-game series. Oakland will be coming in for 4. It will be Corey Kluber tomorrow on the mound for the Rays. Did he go? Yes, he did. Slider down and in will end this one. A strikeout of Stewart by Kittredge, and the Rays are winners. It's a 5-3 final as they've taken the first 2 games of this series. 5-8-0 for the Rays. They strand 4. 3-8-1, 6 left for Baltimore.
Well, got him the same way he got Rougned Odor. Take that slider with 2 strikes down and in. You start the swing to protect and realize you are in big trouble, just like Odor did. And Andrew Kittredge able to pick up the save for the Rays as they pick up win number 2.
Fleming will get the win. Lyles will take the loss. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners 5-3. Post game is next. We will see you tomorrow afternoon.